Hey guys, it's Jonathan here, and I'm here with some distracted. I'm here with MoSport, with the stock cars. We're doing some testing here for the upcoming race over at Realish Racing. If you are interested in joining us, we're running stock cars. Got 5 rounds left, 3 road courses and 2 ovals. The next one this Sunday is at MoSport again. So basically what I'm going to be doing in this stream is doing some setup work and just really in general driving the track. So this setup here that I'm running, I ran in round 2 at Road Atlanta, and we're just going to go straight out onto the track with it and see how it handles, because it was a good starting point. So let's just yeah, give this a whirl. Can't be that bad. There's some grass. This is the post 2013 version, so then there's no grass all of a sudden. There's a lot of concrete. Alright, but let's see how this goes. This should be fun. Because you got a good mix, I think, of corners. The only problem at Road Atlanta was the overheating of the left sides. Here we might have that as well. This is going to be a strange version to adapt to here. I'm not done. I'm pretty sure I have the MoSport on iRacing, but I don't know how closely this resembles it. I don't think it does, but I'll have to try it again on iRacing to see. So far so good. There's a decent amount of grip here. I'm not really finding it to be too difficult to drive right now. These are my first laps, so we're just taking them slow for right now. And I'm gonna build up speed. Ooh, a little unsettled over that hill. I think after this, something. Indianapolis? Watkins Glen? I don't know, one of those. One of the two. No, I know, it's Palm Beach. Or Palm Springs or whatever. It's like the worst road course they could have selected, but I digress. 3 road courses left, 2 ovals left. This one should be a fun road course. We'll just kind of worry about lap time. Oh, I don't know why I just tried upshifting into 5th gear. Okay, sliding all over the place there. Minute 20 there for a first lap. It could probably be a little bit more liberal. Oh no, not like that. With track limits, that's not at all what I was aiming for. It's just understeer everywhere. So 2/10 off with that major mistake. So it's just not too bad. Right now we're not worried too much about lap time. It's just nice to kind of follow it to the point where I'm kind of plateauing a little bit or not improving as much as I was before. So once you reach that point, you can start making adjustments. But you gotta reach that point first, because if you don't, then how do you know how fast you really can be? How do you know if those adjustments are helping you go faster? That wasn't too bad of a lap. kind of have to keep it like tucked in a little bit to that corner, because once that elevation change and that bump comes in and then it just drops, you want to be already turned into that corner because you're going to understeer naturally. Same for here, trying to get the car to slow down a little bit earlier. Just smack the front end on that curb. It was not good. Like already overdriving. And I don't feel like I am. It's just the fact that the tires can't handle it. I don't even know what I would change on this setup, honestly, right now. It's just... car's understeering a ton. It's not oversteering as much, and it's just mostly because the track has some really long corners. Elevation like in there just doesn't help you get to that apex at all. And these cars are used to having help, just having some friendly banking. Try to not destroy the car on that curb. Come back and reach that one, and then try and mash the throttle just to get some oversteer. Not bad. Look at the tires, 86, 88 on the left side, 89, 90. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and leave the set that I had from Road Atlanta for this one. Just a matter of getting laps in and trying to maintain and manage everything. Probably make like a setup adjustment here or there, but there's not a whole lot to change. Maybe if there was a way to get some more oversteer, I'd go for that, but right now, I'm doing okay. Try and focus in here for the next lap, just push, try and get as much out of the car as I can right there. It just felt like the front end just stopped working. There was no bite, it was just sliding. Just overheating and everything. I'm just trying to trail brake. Car to slow down. Alright, here we go. Let's just try and get a decent lap in. A lap time that's comparable to that fastest lap I got so far. I should be able to match that. I don't think it's that great. But backing down the corner there, slowing down early, and the car run wide, get the apex again, power off, nice and straight, slow down, get the corner started early here, so that way you don't have to use too much tire trying to keep it to the apex when the track starts falling away from you. The camber falls away. And lifting, trying to get the car to slow down. Yeah, it's a little bit slower. Just patiently put down the throttle, keep the car pointing as straight as possible. And up in the fourth gear. I think the lap time is going to come from how daring, how brave can you be how much grip can you get out of the car in one lap over those bumps and everything. But besides that, as always with stock cars, you can never go as fast as you want to go. But for whatever reason, people jump in these things and they think flat out always as hard as you can, no matter what, and you just simply cannot do that. There is a very defined limit on how fast you can go. Get the curb there, kind of unsettle the car a little bit. We're actually right where we need to be, equal with the first lap. Or my fastest lap, not my first. I'm sure if I put on fresh tires, I would be able to beat that lap. But no, not at the moment. Just trying to trail brake, slow the car down, be aggressive into the corner. It doesn't matter. I'm still 0.3 slower. I'm not going to go any faster by doing this. Just overdriving. There's just no front end grip whatsoever. Well, it wasn't the worst, but yikes. Outside just burnt off there. Five tenths slower. I looked to see how much slower it was, and it just sent me wide. These cars are just not made for road courses. I think these tires are just not good at all. They're not good at all on ovals as well, but they suck, especially on road courses. Like, you cannot do much of anything on these tires. I'm gonna do a fresh tire run here in just a sec. Alright. I just got 10 laps in there. 2 laps, pretty consistent there in the 19.5. See, the cambers, man, pretty disappointing, but I don't know what to do. I'm gonna go just like minimum tire pressure, see what that does, and try that. But honestly, it's really it's not this round is not as exciting for whatever reason. I'm just burnt out on these cars already or something. This feels significantly grippier. So just go minimum tire pressures. Look at this, oversteer even. For this to be like a 19-second lap. Anyways, if anyone does stop by and they are interested in this, basically all you got to do is just look at the description. There's a link in there. It's a forum link. Check out the forum. You can sign up. They got a couple series going on. It's more or less like a racing community where you can show up, practice, race, whatever you got to do to make sure you don't cause any chaos. And that's pretty much all that they expect, that you be a part of the community and that you don't cause accidents. Besides all of that, if you want something that's maybe not as sweaty as, say, like FSR or something like that, do you still want to race online with a group of friends, there's a link in the description for that. Right now they're doing stock cars, 3 road courses, 2 ovals left. This is a practice session that I'm doing by myself for the upcoming race this Sunday at MoSport. About a 40-minute feature race followed by about a 20-minute sprint race. It's definitely worth looking into if it's one of your things. You don't want to do pub racing anymore. You want to have a bunch of guys that you race with consistently, guys that you're going to know and recognize from last race, stuff like that. Go ahead and sign up. They do like to mix things up, so if you're not interested in the NASCAR series, you can always sign up and run club races in the time being, sure, every like Tuesday and Friday, and get an idea, get a feel for the guys, whatever, and then just wait out the next championship. Hopefully it'll be something with some downforce. It's my hope for it, but again, if you're interested, link is in the description down below. I'm looking for new drivers at least to add to my team. So right now I'm in the lead of the championship, so I can get you some top quality setups. These setups that I show in here usually aren't what I'm going to run with as a final set, so just keep that in mind. I'll give you the sauce, the secret sauce. Oh no, I was not paying attention to that apex. So minimum tire pressures made a pretty big difference here through the final sector. Just try and have a better second sector if I can. There's the second sector I let myself down, I think. I got one hand, you know, I know I could probably go a little bit faster in some of these corners. The other hand is just gonna burn up the tires in the race, so not too bothered about it. See, it wants to stay tucked into that corner way more with the minimum tire pressures, so huge advantage there. Ooh, that was a bad corner. Alright, try not to, oh man, try not to miss that apex, but I definitely just screwed all of that up. There's nothing about that was good. That sector time looks pretty good. Still looks good. We're down in the second gear. Stay tight to come around here. Oh no. Yep. I was just trying to figure something out with the gears there to get the car to keep turning. It just didn't want to. Man. Like I said, I want something with some downforce next season. Something with tires that don't want to just melt immediately. So that's what these want to do. So it's kind of frustrating, man. That's the only way to describe it. It's extremely frustrating. But there's no real changes I want to make here, I don't think. Let's see. Everything here just looks about right. And it's all from Road Atlanta, so I don't necessarily want to change a whole lot of things. It's just like there's not a whole lot you can do with the car. If you really grind down the tires, you know, it's gonna be amazing once you put on fresh tires. Like you're gonna feel like this is pretty damn good. But then you go back and, you know, do 2 laps. You know, that first lap's gonna feel amazing. That second lap could be like, yep, back to normal. And it was so fucking frustrating. It's the only way I can describe it. It's just frustrating. No matter what you do, you know, the tires are gonna get burned off. So I don't know. I don't really feel like adjusting anything. I think it's just all about driving. So this is the setup that I'm running with. You saw it at Road Atlanta. You're seeing it here again. Yeah, it's pretty simple, pretty basic stuff. Just gotta keep on wheeling, I suppose. Go a couple more clicks of tape there. It's only gonna help keep the car like planted into certain corners because it's gonna increase downforce. It does make a pretty big difference. I'm trying to get the most out of the temperature, but getting the most out of the reducing the drag, the most out of the downforce, out of those ducts. So definitely worth giving those a try. Bigger front sway bar helps corner exit rear bites. I don't know if I'm struggling with that. I'm just struggling with, like, I don't know. See, I don't know what I'm struggling with. You know what I mean? Like, you could give me a tip like that, but it's like, do I need that tip? Is that gonna fix my problems? Because I got 4 problems and it's the 4 fucking tires on this thing. I feel like the car isn't that bad. Maybe if it were a little bit better, I think like the front end bite more than anything would help, but because the rear bite isn't that bad. But I'll have to look into it. I'll make an adjustment there. But when we get one or two more fast laps in here. But again, I don't know what to change. Maybe I could like take out some camber and like that. But those numbers didn't look like I have enough camber in there. So I really don't know what I'm supposed to do exactly to make this like work. I feel like there's probably a setting or two to make the car just work, and you won't have any issues. It's just gonna work as intended. But I feel like, I don't know, maybe the tires are supposed to be this miserable. Because if they are supposed to be this miserable, then fine. But if they're not, and there's something I'm missing, like a magic switch, then a lot of things would make more sense. Because these tires, I don't know, I don't feel like in real life they deal with this level of like temperature sensitivity. They're just bad. Like, there's nothing good about these tires. If you had a car with some downforce, then it would make a little bit more sense, like Formula 1, their Pirelli situation that they had before, with the tires getting too hot. But I don't think Nascar had that issue. I really don't. That was a slight improvement. Slow first sector. See, this corner is very difficult because of this middle bar. Kind of makes it hard to see. I wonder what the AI is like around here, if it's any good. At Road Atlanta, the AI was not very good. I'm gonna add some cars actually after this lap. Because like I said, Road Atlanta, they were bad. Completely, like, not useless in the fact that like they were unable to stay on the racetrack. Kind of bad. Alright. Let's add, I don't know, 10 or so cars. You see some names here. from Yoish Racing. It's something I didn't consider. Scotty Earl, that's a name. Brady Scraples, Max Angelo. Alright, I got 15 cars. That should be enough. Alright, so if I increase the front sway bar, I don't know. Would that make me suck? Just do a couple clicks just to get a better sense of how it's going to affect us. Got all these cars here as they spawn in. Nice, I like it. Looks good. Alright, let's give it a go. This is one of my paint schemes right there. Alright, so in 18.8, I don't know if, hopefully the AI they're not going to be too slow because I didn't even consider putting AI on the track. It's always nice to, you know, get some run in with some other cars, get some overtaking practice and whatnot, because this track is very one groove in a lot of places. It feels like, not to say that the groove has a lot of grip, but I would much prefer to be in the groove rather than on the outside where the camber's a little harder to deal with. But I'm definitely going to try a couple things, probably off stream, off camera. We'll try and get a few extra tenths, maybe. But I'm going to keep that a secret for right now, so I don't sell the farm, basically. Basically a late apex wheeling it there. You can feel the car wanting to disobey, wanting to spin out, but it doesn't. It doesn't. It's well behaved. I feel like this is probably the best first sector I've had yet. Really able to get the car into the corner there. Using up the tires, using up the freshness of the tires. And we're gonna go mess this corner up like always. I think I actually did pretty good. I think I did pretty good through there. We'll take a look here. Wow, I thought that was gonna be a little bit better of a split, but that was not much of a split at all. I just slow the car down through here without burning off the tires while still pushing. It's basically impossible. Basically impossible. There's just no grip. It's just ridiculous. Take a slightly better lap. And a little bit wide. And cutting back. It's all about turn and angle there and getting it to the apex early. If you don't get it to the apex early, there's no hope. You're going to get it to the apex and kind of hold it there. Much better first sector than last time. I don't know how. Wish there was like a visual cue in that corner. I'm trying to wheel it. I feel like you're not supposed to, though, at all. Like, you're just supposed to drive this thing like a fucking robot. But it just doesn't, I don't know, it's better to wheel it a little bit. Lose a little bit of time there. Yeah, the AI looks very slow. And lost a couple tenths. It's not like iRacing where the tires are better when they're like at 0 degrees, but the tires just heat up so fucking quick. It's almost iRacing like, for different reasons. Oh, what's going on over here? Alright, this is gonna be interesting. Following the AI through here. Alongside, not quite. It's got a better exit than me. How's it only like 3/10 off? I don't get it. The slipstream here is probably gonna force me to max out my revs. Kind of. Oh, a little close to the left, the right rear. And around the outside. Taking some curb there. Going to defend. Oh jeez, I lost a lot of time here battling. I do enjoy this car on fresh tires. If they could just be fresher for a little bit longer, that'd be great. Oh, it's so frustrating. It's pretty fun to drive though. Like in general, it's a fun car to drive. When you're not trying for lap time, it's not too bad. But you gotta try and get in that mindset of like, yeah, look at that, 4 seconds faster than everyone else. Yeah, I figured that'd be an issue. But you gotta get in that mindset, I guess, of wanting to drive a stock car, and it's a different mindset than one that you may have when you want to drive something with some downforce. I'm not saying this car needs more downforce or anything, it just needs some resistance to the tire temperatures. I'm probably going to take out some camber, try to run less camber in the car and see how that does. Because obviously that's going to impact tire temperatures, but I just don't know. There we go. Nice little drift in there. I didn't feel like that was actually any slower than the normal way around. Get rid of this bar in the middle. I can probably see that corner. It's almost like a halo or something impeding my vision. Can't see. Maybe I can sit higher in the car or something. Some curb. Yeah, you gotta really baby the car like so much. Like one little side and you're done. You're done for. I wish there has to be a workaround around that. Oh my goodness. Completely missed that corner. I gotta work on like some visual cues so I know when to turn in, because I can't keep missing that corner obviously. The tires, look at that. I don't even know how many laps. Oh, I'm overheating. I don't even know how many laps I've been doing. But that tire wear looks pretty poor. For however many laps it's been. Ooh, pit road starts way earlier than I thought it did. That's okay. I'm nervous. I don't want to see. Oh no. I'm losing like 5% a lap. Oh boy. If the race is going to be about 30 laps again, like it was at Road Atlanta, it's about the same amount of lap time, I'd say. If it's going to be the same amount of lap time, probably the same amount of laps. 30 laps, get halfway, 15 to 20 laps maybe on tires, probably no more. And it's going to be pushing it, man. You just got to drive so patiently. It's crazy. I don't know. Oh, nice. Any way to pull in the box, man. I actually don't like that. That could cause for some problems during the race, or during your practice session or something like that. A little bit silly. Just check out some grill tape, because it was too hot. And I don't know what else I'm going to change. I wonder what the track bar would do, because I just have it set where it's at, but I don't think it's going to change anything for a road course. I don't think that's useful for a road course, but I'm not sure. Maybe a slightly higher track bar will affect the handling. Like an oversteery way, possibly. I don't know. I'm gonna try something here. Let's just do less camber. Less camber. And then this will probably be my last few laps here on the stream. So, I mean, like I said, it's a fun car to drive on fresh tires. It's the temperatures reach where they naturally go after a couple laps. It gets really tough to drive, and I don't know what I'm supposed to do, how to change that, how to fix that, if it's fixable. I think it's just the car. Tires are just way too damn sensitive to temperature, and like the difference in now and basically what I was driving at the end of that run, it's like an entirely different car. And that was only 5 laps in. You know, like I can drive a fresh tire car, no problems. But as soon as the tire really starts to kick in, tire temperature starts to kick in. It's bad. See, look how stable it is through here. And you watch next lap, it's going to be entirely different. I'm just going to try and drive like that though. No steering input. Let's see how it goes. Just minimal steering input. Basically, as soon as it starts sliding, just kind of straighten up the wheel, running a little bit wide there. And that messed up this line, but that's okay. I guess you just gotta pick a driving style. You either gotta drive like the tires are already worn. Ooh, that's not good. Or you gotta drive like you're bored. That's what it feels like. And it's fun, you know. I've not won any races at Realish Racing before until this season, so it's nice to win some races and all that. But it's not easy. You see, just minimal inputs here. There's no way in hell this is going to be faster than the other ones. Yeah, I didn't think so. Then if we throw that out the window and just balls to the wall, and wheel it. Just let it fly. Just dig, dig, dig. Get it into the apex nice and early. Let it drift out wide. Not too bad. And then just kind of chuck it downhill. And then right back uphill. 5/10 up. Look at that shit. And harden the throttle early. So this might be a pretty good lap, but we got an AI car in the way. Might help us with some slipstream, but they're 4 seconds slower, so. Oh, thank you. Comes in the pit. I just gotta not fuck up the final corner, which I don't think I did. Let's see what this lap time is. Ah, that's a good note to end on. I'm alright with that one. And there you see it, 90% on that left front. So an out lap and 2 laps later, if you want to go fast, it costs you 10%. It costs you 10% of the tire wear. And that's just the nature of the car, I suppose. But there you go. Take a look here. I'll give a different onboard camera. You can see all my Tucson logos and whatnot. Let me show this. Should probably just be better if I did this. I don't know what camera angle I want. I think this is a good one right here. Alright. So for the final corner here, just try and get a good drive off, I guess. I don't know. Use all the exit curbs you can because you're going to need it. So heading into turn 1, I like to back this one off just because there's no banking in the way that's going to help you navigate this corner. Use the exit curb. And here, back this corner off early because this dip is pretty sharp. It's going to use up all your grip like immediately. Try and get on the throttle early, let the car drift out, and then here, get that car pointed to the apex very early, let it drift out again wide as the track undulates and falls away. Here's the same thing, lift early, let the car kind of settle into the corner. Try and get that first apex, and then I ran a little too wide there, but what are you going to do? I can't really see the corner too well to move the seat around. Try and get in the throttle early, use all the exit curve, try and be smooth getting down the power, but be aggressive. This long straight's very important. Obviously, this rhythm section up ahead will make or break your lap because, yeah, this is where you're going to use probably the most tire temperature. And you can see this car ahead gets out of the way, which is great, but it's just a matter of letting the car, I just let the car turn itself, basically. So when it's right here, the car is going to you're going to start trying to turn the car in. Obviously, that's what you should be doing. You can see my inputs here. Full brake for like an instant. Quickly downshift. It isn't. There's the steering input. Okay. So you see the steering input right here. You see just how little steering it actually did. So the trick here is to slow the car down and give it just a small amount of input, because at that, like the way the front end's going to be loaded up, it's going to turn on its own. So just let the front end, you know, do its own job there. The more you crank the wheel, the more you're just going to, you know, drive up the tire temperatures. You're not going to turn the car any more than it already is. So just be patient, let the car kind of gather itself. Don't try to do it for it. And here, missing that apex, that's alright. And then here, I'm not missing that apex. Very close to it, and then just try and wheel it out using all the exit curb. I don't want to, you know, burn off the rears. So, there you go. Pretty much a lap around Canadian Tire MoSport Park after 2013. I don't think there's going to be any difference other than like the runoffs from the other version of the track that's included in the mod. But anyways, like I said, if you guys are interested in this is a racing series. The description does have a, what's it called, a link to where you can go to find information. You join the club, you get to race club races every Tuesday and Friday. They are basically just random cars, random tracks, just show up, race, whatever. If you're interested in the league race, you get the NASCAR series, and there's a endurance touring car series as well. Again, if you're interested, you can show up, get to know everybody, and then just have some good old racing. It's pretty lighthearted, good fun to be had there. Nothing too crazy. You don't have to be a wizard or anything like that behind the wheel. Just show up, race clean, be a part of the community, and yeah, it's worth checking out, I guess, if that's your thing. So it's pretty much gonna be it of the live stream. I'm probably not gonna do any more live streams for this week. I'm just gonna try and get my laps in, try and get good. But besides that, there's not much else to really talk about. You know, kind of wrote down a lap. And this is what it is. So, anyways, that's it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed, maybe learned a thing or two. If not, that's okay too. Let me know if you need any tips, any advice, and I could probably try and help you out. But obviously, I'm struggling just as much as your average person would, I think, with this car. So I'm definitely not an expert. But whatever, it is what it is. My car looks good. That's a very simple paint scheme, but I kind of like it. It's just 3 ovals placed on top of each other. The black one, and the turquoise one, and then the white one. And that's pretty much it. Alright, I'll catch y'all next time. Let me go save the setup first. Now I'm going to show it off actually real quick. I'm just going to call it MoSport 1. Can't type. MoSport 1. Go ahead and assign it, and then let's take a look. So there you go. Gear ratios. I don't know if I've changed those at all from default. I might have increased them by a click or two because slipstream down the back straight. Grill tape of 50%. I'm not sure if that's as much you can get away with or if that's too much, but I know 52% was too much. But the front end looking like it does, I could probably take out a little bit of the spring, try and free up the car just a little bit more on the front end, but I found at Rotoland this increases stability a ton. Minimum front ride heights, pretty low rear springs to help it out, increase the front anti-roll bar to get some more rear drive. Then on the chassis here, I haven't really touched anything here. I think the weight distribution is probably default. No wedge, obviously, you don't want any of that. Track bar, caster, all the same. Tire pressure, basically the minimums. I mean, 15 here minimum, 15.5 here is almost the minimum. Road course compound, these cambers right here, I don't know if you want those or what I was running before. I'll have to do some more long run testing. These numbers, they don't look all that encouraging. So, I don't know. We gotta figure that one out because I don't know. I just don't know. I'm sure that's probably the key to my problems, but whatever. It is what it is. So, see y'all next time in 18.1. That's what I got for you. Until then, have a great day.